What's up, dudes? My name is Nick. Welcome back for another K-pop album review. It's not a reaction. I was going to say that, but it is actually not what we're doing. And it seems like yesterday that we did the most recent album review, which is to the debut album from the brand new girl group from Cube Entertainment. But we're doing CrossGen. We're talking about CrossGen, their newest. It's not really an album. It's a mini album. Well, it is a mini album, I should say. And it is titled Zero. So we're going to talk about it, not really just because it's a mini album. There aren't like, of course, a million songs. There's like 4 to talk about. And, but there are some, I think, kind of important and significant things that I would like to share my thoughts on regarding this album. So let's get into it. So, of course, listening to this entire album, every single song on the album is very, very much related to the title tracks of this song. And those are, of course, the song Fly, and if I can't find what the other one was. So that's my bad. But the title tracks very much match the other couple of album tracks on this album, I should say, for like the vibe and the genre and just this general sound of them, which is definitely, good. Although it does feel like it is an album and the songs would be a better fit for the trend of last year, with them being, just absolutely packed to the gills, filled to the brim with tropical vibes. Not necessarily tropical house, because it's not all that like that sort of, but it definitely does have a very, very bright and summery, I suppose you can say, kind of feeling to them. And, if this album had come out last year, I'd be like, okay, CrossGen, like your previous albums have been really, really good. Your previous music has been really, really killer. And I'm kind of disappointed in you for going with the trend that everybody in K-pop was following last year. But, of course, that was last year. But since this album came out in 2018 versus 2017, I definitely don't really think that, so to speak. It's not as annoying to hear something that is, that comes across and gives you the idea of tropical house, the trend of 2017, because literally it's not surrounded by every other song from every other group in K-pop that has the same vibes to it. So while it would have just been lost in a sea of songs and albums from last year, because it's a little bit different. So it's like an island in a sea of other songs and sounds in 2018. So that kind of makes it stand out a little bit more than it would have done otherwise. It makes it a little bit less annoying and disappointing to hear something like this from them as well. So, they could have done something different. It would have been a little bit more interesting, I think. It would have been cooler, but at the same time, it really isn't anything that is super, super bad. But I do have to say, though, that I am really, really enjoying it. And I am glad that they actually didn't, continue on with their darker vibe or something like that with their albums and do that something different, like I kind of suggested that they might have been able to do with their album, because at the end of the day, this album and of course their promo songs that go with the music videos and stuff are actually a rather kind of slight change in a vibe and tone of their music compared to what they've been releasing in the previous, and at least the most recent 2 albums. It's Black and White, and I don't remember the name of the other one, but yeah, they had the song Play With Me on it. Maybe that was the title of the album. I don't remember specifically. But those 2 albums, those 2 promo songs and music videos were rather, darker feeling compared to all the songs on this album. That's not, of course, to say that they're super depressing or, slow sort of songs, because those songs are also, some upbeat dance kinds of songs, because that's what CrossGen does. They do it really, really well. But those songs I think are a little bit more darker and a little bit more heavier in sound and feel than the songs off of this album. It's kind of like, I would say that their previous music was a little bit more inspired by like hip hop music, whereas the songs off of this album have a little bit more inspiration for synth pop kind of, genres, or, some brighter sounding EDM kind of genres, which is cool. It's different. It's a little bit different, of course, from the music that's being released this year. And that is definitely something that I really, really do appreciate. So at the end of the day, Zero is a slight, not a big, but a slight change in feel and sound for CrossGen, which is something that I enjoy. You know, and I'm glad that they released it this year in 2018 versus instead of 2017, because if it was 2017, it would have been annoying and I would have been upset. And I would have called them out on it because it would have been just going with the trend of the season. And, you know, I wouldn't really like it, and it would be a negative point. But because it came out in 2018, it is actually a little bit of a positive point for them. So that's all I got to say about this album. I want to know what you guys think about it. Let me know your thoughts down below. You know, share your favorite song, share what you like about it, share what you don't like about it, whatever it is that you think is definitely appreciated. So if you want to join the community here that we're trying to build, which is all about having some free and open discussion about our thoughts and opinions, then click on the subscribe button down below. Before you go though, I do want to give a shout out to well, I guess it's to myself, technically speaking, but, you know, I just want to kind of point out to you guys that I have got a little influencer page on Amazon where you can buy albums, or you can just in general buy whatever you want on Amazon. I personally use Amazon for buying K-pop albums that are not necessarily in print anymore and might be a little bit harder to find on, you know, like eBay. You know, maybe you don't want to, you know, eBay is probably a really good place, but, you know, if you can't buy it from like the main retailer, Amazon, eBay, whatever is the place to go. Also, maybe you want to buy this album as well. But most recently, I picked up this VIX album, single album, I should say, for Rock Your Body from 2012, I do believe, on Amazon. So you check that out, see what you want to see if there's anything that you are interested in, and of course, you'll get something cool, and I'll get a little bit of support as well. So I would really, really appreciate that. But if you don't want to do that, that's perfectly fine too. So that's gonna be it for this video, guys. As always, I want to thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time.